AB 1673, which changes the definition of a firearm to include things that are not actually firearms, was recently debated on the floor of the California State Assembly, and the number of misstatements and outright lies that were told were astounding. Here are just a few of the factual errors that the anti-gun members of the Assembly told that day.
I rise to present Assembly Bill 1673, which seeks to amend the definition of a firearm to ensure that law enforcement is better able to track the sale of critical gun parts and keep them out of the hands of people who pose a threat to our society.
AB 1673 does nothing to keep guns out of the hands of criminals. Most firearms that are recovered during criminal investigations are actually stolen or imported. Very few of them are home built. And in fact, the CDC reports that only about 3% of all gun crimes are committed with a rifle. And that includes any type of rifle. The semi-automatic long guns that are covered in this bill are only a small percentage of those, and the number of home builds are an even smaller portion. So the guns that the Assemblyman is hoping to track with this bill are not the guns that are being used in crimes.
The definition of a firearm was created in the Gun Control Act of 1968, where it was defined as a lower receiver or a frame of a gun. A lower receiver or a frame is found in every firearm, from a pistol to a semi-automatic rifle, and requires the owner to obtain a background check and the receiver to have a serial number imprinted on that gun. All the guns that are operational can fire bullets as a receiver. AB 1673 will expand the definition of a firearm, including an 80% lower receiver.
Under this bill, any casting or molding that is clearly identifiable as a gun will now be officially considered to be a gun. There's no definition of what clearly identifiable means, and it does not even tell us to whom it must be clearly identifiable. The truth is, it pretty much leaves it up to the discretion of the arresting officer and the district attorney who's going to be prosecuting the case. These non-firearms experts would be the ones who would determine whether or not the item that's in your possession is a gun.
AB 1673 will expand the definition of a firearm, including an 80% lower receiver, which are non-functional receivers that can be easily converted into an untraceable functional weapon of mass destruction.
Comparing unfinished firearms to a nuclear weapon? Really?
Colleagues, I rise in support of AB 1673. There's nothing about the intent of this bill that seeks to harm law-abiding citizens.
By redefining items as firearms that are not actually firearms, this bill puts otherwise law-abiding citizens at risk for committing all sorts of new crimes. Possession of a blank in a gun-free zone, unloaded open carry of a casting, unlawful concealed carry of a machine body, unlawful transfer of a receiver blank, casting, or machine body that is designed and clearly identifiable as a component of a functional weapon, brandishing a receiver blank, failure to wait 10 days to cool off after acquiring a machine body.
We could spend hours here debating various components, but what we should really do is focus on what the intent of the bill is, and it is simply to save lives and to simply recognize that there are individuals who take these components and create weapons for the use of street violence and gun violence that takes lives away from many communities. Let's just do the right thing. Let's not hedge about words. Let's save lives. I urge your vote on AB 1670.
Sounds like another anti-civil rights politician I know.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thurman, but how is someone supposed to explain to the arresting officer or the prosecutor that they didn't read the law? They just trusted your intent. Look, please, call the California State Senate, tell them to do their jobs and actually read the bill. And tell them to vote no on AB 1673. You can find out who to call by going to firearmspolicy.org. That's firearmspolicy.org. Go there and make sure your voice is heard. Now, if you like these updates, please like and share them on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Craig DeLuz in the FPC Newsroom. Thank you for watching.